Yeah, hello team. Good evening everyone. So let us start our ReactJS batch 20. So let me introduce myself. I'm Krishna. So I'm working as a senior team lead. So total I have close to 15 years of experience. So I'm going to be take Python full stack, .NET full stack, mean stack and MERN stack. So I'm working as a multi-stack. Even I'm working on AWS and Azure also. So coming to the training, so this is the batch for the React.js. The target of attendees is so working professional, career gap, and freshers even. Okay. So as I said, working professional means the expectation from me not like completing the basics. Their expectation is completing all the scenarios with the use cases of development of each and every scenario with a real-time project. Am I correct? So in detail, in this session, I will explain you about the course structure and a roadmap. See, as a working, so once we are getting any project, so first we will create a roadmap of 1 or 2 years and we will follow the roadmap step by step. Okay, now same here. Let me explain the roadmap. So as a part of this course, what is your expectation and what I am going to be cover? So at the any point of time, you have a question, just text in the chat and you can able to unmute yourself and ask the question. In the daily sessions also, it's not like a one-to-one, it's like a communication oriented session where you can able to go and talk with me and ask a questions and I will ask a questions you are going to be answered. It was clear, right? Yes. So as a part of this course, as I inform and from my team we are informed, our target is to become a full stack AI UI developer. So majorly in this batch, we are having a full stack backend developer. Even we are having a React.js developer and testing team also and networking also. But from the scratch to advanced level, I will cover each and every scenario. So the first focus part is the designing part. In the designing, so these are the thing I'm going to be cover: HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, Material, React Bootstrap. So coming to the coding, JavaScript, React.js, Redux, configurations, libraries. Coming to the tools, Figma, Git, Agile, Jira, Visual Studio Code. Okay, so let me explain you the detail. Here I'm adding the point. So if I say React.js, okay, so how the industry is moving to the React.js, I no need to explain. But you are targeting to learn a React.js. Is that enough to learning the React.js? So here the question is it enough to learn the React.js? No. So if you want to learn a React.js, what is the starting point? So with my experience of 15 years, I will give you the clear picture on it. Okay. So here it is. So our target is to learn about a React.js. Am I correct? So here it is my React.js. I want to learn it. So in case of the project, let me take it. Let me say your target is React.js. My target was teaching a project to you. Okay, na? So first, what are the things you need to be learn? First, you need to be learn about designing part. Okay, now first, if you're starting any project, planning and requirement, same like this, you need to be learn about a prototype design, define the objective requirements. Okay, now. So as a part of this one, I will teach you UI, UX designing. But if you are a Java guy or a .NET guy, so UI UX is not important for you. UX designing is not important, but I will explain you so that in the future you will become a team lead, senior team lead, correct? Architect. At that time, definitely these will helpful for you. The first I will teach you the Figma. Next, mark UI screen. Okay, na markups. So I will explain you all these things as a part of designing. Okay, na. So these two things I will explain. Next one is setup is required. So if you want to start with any application, setup is required. Yes, same here. If you want to learn the React.js also, you require a software setup. So I will make sure you will understand this setup. The software here, it is the Node.js. The software here, it is the Node.js. Visual Studio Code. So npm npx. Okay, all these things in detail I will explain. Next, how to work with the project initializations also I will explain. So let me come to the development. The target of our attention was to learn about a development. Okay, na? So if you observe this case, majorly we will focusing on this. Am I correct? In the development, my target is to learn about ReactJS. Am I correct, team? Everyone? So in this ReactJS, okay, you are teaching designing, coding, and you are going to be teach a real-time project. Okay? No. So in my case, so it is not enough you to be learning this part. You are learning this part, you are become a developer. That's it. You want to become a developer, you want to become a full stack, you want to become architect kind of thing. Okay, na? We should be changed now. Okay. So don't worry about here. I will explain. So next, development in detail, I will explain you. Let me go to the testing part. So testing is related to the React.js. See, once you completed the entire development after the deployment, here I'm doing the deployment, right? This deployment is different. After this one, there is a team called QA. They will do a kind of testing. That is a different. They will do kind of testing. That is a different. As a developer, you need to learn about a unit testing and debugging. So I will teach you the debugging also. As a developer, you need to learn about this integration testing. So how to integrate different 2 to 3 modules and build an application. Next, performance testing. Performance testing means, see, you are writing a code, correct? But are you guarantee it was performing very well, or is there any performance issues? How to work with the performance issues in the React.js? I will teach you. Next, I will teach you end-to-end testing with the test scenarios. See, there is a one more thing. Test cases. Test cases is different. So I will cover up to the React.js development, not into the testing part. But as a developer, you must deal with this one. While the journey of the course, I will explain you the unit testing, debugging, integration, how to write a code in the better way, better shape, performance, more convenient. Okay, na? Next, optimization. So in the optimization, it will focus definitely on the performance. So the accessibility of your website. Okay, na? Ultimately, you are learning a React.js with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React.js, and these are the very required, important. Okay, why? So tomorrow you will sit on a React.js project. At that time, so if you don't know the how to make more performant code, then what is the case? Okay, we should be go for a Google. Okay, na? So our student, I will guarantee you without a Google, you can do end-to-end development with a performance. Next, a deployment. Sir, deployment wise, are you going to teach AWS or anything? So this is the different one. Here I'm not teaching this one. I'm teaching this one, how to generate a Jenkins. Okay, so as a part of this course, you are going to be learn about UI UX, designing, next softwares, setup, configurations, next development, next you are going to be learn about how to do a debugging. Okay, see, always I can't able to work on a project which is from the zero. So definitely, so Hemant can be work in a project where he can the production support also. How to track a production support? Am I correct? For example, Ashish and Aishwarya develop an application. Now Hemant or Karthik has to be working in a production support. He has to fix the bugs. So how we can able to understand here others written code. So that will be helpful for you by the unit testing and debugging. Okay, Nadine? So these things I will cover you. Next, performance, these things I will cover. Okay, na? And how to generate a chunks. Chunk is nothing but a before going to be deployed, because your React.js can be used JavaScript, or it can be used TypeScript, or it can be used packages, routing, different things. This will never understand by the browser. So how to make it understand by the chunks? Okay, na team? So this is the what you need to be learned as a part of the course. As I observe, everybody focusing on this part. Okay, so not only this part, my attendees. If you don't know about this React.js, don't worry. If you don't know about the JavaScript, even HTML also, scratch to advanced level. Okay, now I will cover each and every experienced people, and I will cover your each and every expertise. I will make sure you will be understand from the scratch to advanced. Okay, now. So any questions on this part before going to the next slide?
No.
So
Yeah.
yes, yeah. Please go ahead.
I have one. Yeah, so you are mentioned within software we need to require Node.js, VS Code, NPM, NPX, right? Both are
Yes.
similar, right?
So NPM and NPX both are similar. There is some difference. While I'm installing the software in detail, I will explain you. Okay. So
Okay.
NPM is the parent command for even NPX also. NPM for the node package manager, NPX for the node package extension. So generally this command is enough to create a project. Okay, na? But if you want to use this NPM, two times you need to be do a project setup. Okay, na?
Okay.
So if you are using the NPX, single time you can do the setup. How to do, I will explain. Next, the question here, it is a real-time project. Okay. So RP here is the real-time project. So, so I will explain you the planning, how the work environment will be. Next, one more thing, daily in my company, I use it to take 2 interviews. Okay, na? So on the top of it one. So what the points I learn from that interview? So what the mistake you should be avoid? That also you will get it in my session. So daily I will explain you the experience. So what type of mistakes they are doing, how to avoid it. Okay, na? So all these things.
Yeah, I have one more question.
Yeah, sure.
You
Go
are
ahead.
mentioned designing part. You can mention within HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, Material UI you mentioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in React.js we have used it with the another CSS framework also, right? Something with Talwar, CSS, something.
Yes, I will come up with that one also.
Okay.
I have one question.
Yes.
Yeah,
ahead,
this will be include the APIs also because you know
Yes,
some
yes,
of
yes,
the
yes. Let
application
me go to the next.
app.
Even not only API integration, I will explain you how to authenticate the API. Next, for you, Amir, everybody will be
Yeah.
focusing on API. While you are
Yeah.
working, we are focusing on the concurrence and parallelism.
Okay.
So it will lead to the AP performance. Even concurrency and parallelism also I will explain you. See, concurrency, parallelism, if anybody having question, for that one, let me answer here. For example,
Okay.
sometimes 2 APIs, 3 APIs, you need to be do in a one component. So
Okay.
these are completing one after another or parallelly. Got it?
Okay.
So if
Yeah,
you
got it.
are doing the parallelly, it will take the time slicing, which means less time. If you're
Okay.
doing concurrency, it will take the more time because one has to be complete. But in the
Yeah,
real time,
exactly.
concurrency API need to be take or parallelism API need to take. What is the situation also I will explain in detail.
Yeah, this is like based
Okay.
on the requirement and based on
Yes,
the
based
logic.
on the requirement. Next,
Yeah.
for a working professional, if I want to build any website, it required one design pattern. Am I correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone please unmute so that I will get more energy to explain. So without a design pattern, nothing. See, if you want to construct a home, you require a planning or not? Everyone? Same
Yes.
like this. If you want to build a house, you require a planning. Same here also. If you want to build a website, you require a design pattern. But nowadays, see, these guys, civil engineers, without the civil engineers, nowadays constructions are going. Am I correct? Nowadays, the working professionals, maybe they don't know the design pattern, still they are building the website. There is a situation, if you know the exact design patterns, you can able to do small mesmerizings in the applications. Even if you go to the interview also, React.js, everybody taking, okay, it's a simple library, simple JavaScript. On the top of it, explain the design patterns, what you worked. It will lead to a separate. Okay. What design patterns I'm going to be cover? At the end of the slide, I will explain you. Okay. So here the
Okay.
question, it is suitable for 2 years experience of front end. Yes, it will suitable from the fresher to 20 years of experience people. Okay, na? So in my batch, I used to have freshers to 10, 20, each and every person I will make satisfied with my syllabus and the way I'm going to be teach. Okay, so I'm going to be cover the design patterns as well as architectural design patterns also. Okay, so come to our course. As I said, we are going to be cover designing HTML, CSS. Learning a CS is not important. On the top of this one, SAS and frameworks is very important. Okay, so if I ask a question, how to minimize the code? Definitely the answer is if by using the OOPS concepts. Am I correct? How to make the code reusability, minimize the code? The answer
Yes.
definitely can be OOPS
Oh,
concept. Can I use the OOPS concepts in the CSS? Yes, I will explain you in my sessions. We can able to use the object-oriented program in the CSS also to minify and beautify the rich websites. Okay, na? Next. Simple. The answer is SCSS and CSS. Okay, and if understanding SCSS and CSS, OOPS concepts we can able to implement inheritance, abstraction, polymorphism, encapsulation. We can able to implement in the OOPS CSS also. Okay, na? That is the reason in every company there is a guy UI UX separately earlier. Even now also, the reason behind here it is he can design the UI perfectly. At the end, you are doing too much of logic is not enough. How presentation is important. Am I correct, Tim? The presenting UI to the client is very important. Okay. So here is my frameworks. Bootstrap, Material UI, React Bootstrap, Tailwind CSS. Okay, na? Bootstrap, I will cover any one of these three things. Material UI, React Bootstrap, Tailwind CSS based on the choice. One I will cover as a part of the syllabus, and sometimes each Saturday I'm going to be conducting webinars. Okay, na? See, whoever is attendees, maybe one or two members can be joined or cannot be joined. In that situation, see, please save my contact. Definitely, we are having some webinars also, deep discussions on the different technologies I'm providing on a weekends. Okay. So somebody having a question, right? Tailwind CSS. So this Tailwind CSS is nothing but a plain CSS. So which are used for a web application in the case of design, which are a less weight. But nowadays, your computer having the too much of memory. Even the deployment servers also. Any type of the technologies is suitable now. Okay, no issue about what to be used. Okay. Next. So in the coding, I will cover the JavaScript. In this JavaScript, I will cover from scratch to advanced level. I will make sure you will understand each and every point. Everybody in this inquiry, I got 2 to 3 members. So I know the JavaScript. Can you start from the ReactJS? Okay, no issue. But join from the JavaScript. Even I will make sure you will understand functions. We have the different types of functions, callback functions, clausers. Okay, na? See, JavaScript is a dynamically typed scripting language. You can do lot of the things dynamically. You can able to attach your components. You can able to design a prototype. Okay. So next coding. In the coding, React.js, Redux, and packages. See, these packages are very important team. See, for example, you are going to so-and-so ABC Institute. He's the trainer, only the trainer. Maybe he don't know the packages. As a working professional with my experience, I have worked a number of packages, which will improve the system performance. I mean to say, website performance as well as decrease the developer time. Okay. So more packages I will deal it. So package is nothing but a, see, if you're a .NET guy, take it as package is nothing but a namespace. You are a Java guy, take it as package you already know. If you are a Python guy, package is nothing but a module. Okay, na? Even in the JavaScript also, you can able to create a modules. I will explain that modularity also. React.js having the modularity. Okay, na? Next, real-time project. Next, coding standards team. So by my luck earlier, I worked under a client. So client will review the code. At that time, client will focusing on the coding standards. Basically, clients from the partners, right? They will focusing on this one. So there is a IEEE 252 standards and some different coding standards are there. All these coding standards along with the course, each and every day, whatever the concept I'm explaining, I will explain the standards also. Because sometimes after this course, see your coding and after the course, see the same your code, what you have written. So definitely I will make sure you will change about the coding standard. Next tools, okay, na? Designing tools, performance tools, few things I will explain you. Here the question, sir, project, what type of, the question from Pratik, what type of project you are going to be take? So in each my batch, I will take a different project, Pratik. Okay, na? So whatever the whoever is attendees is there. So I will take the opinions of the attendees. What type of project we can take it? Healthcare domain, financial, retail, insurance, automobile. The current batch 19 is going. For them, I have taken the automobile mobile application. I will show you now itself. Okay, so I also don't know the project based on your input because ultimately you people has to be learn. If I come up with a small case project, okay, na, take this one, that one, right? I know end to end. But in this case, I don't know what type of project. Based on the attendees, we will pick a project. I will create a Figma markups for this project. Based on the markups, we'll do two things. One is the admin, second one is the user. Okay, na? This last current batch project also I will show you. That is a morning 8 to 9 is running. Okay. Next, here is the HTML. All these things, elements, tags, attributes. My favorite one is the custom attribute. This custom attribute you can able to reduce to most of the JavaScript code. Okay. So next forms, validations, frames, responsive design, even search engine optimization, SEO also nowadays very important. So how to make this your website is search engine optimized. See website if I say public domain is there, private domain is there, internal is there. Public means Amazon, Flipkart. Private means internal. See, for example, healthcare. It is related to the specific hospitality. For them, SEO is not required, but Amazon SEO is required, Flipkart. Yes. Next, internal. Within the company, we're having incident management system, timesheet management system. Okay, na? So all these things in detail I will explain you. Coming to the CSS, in detail I will explain the CSS selectors. We have the 5 different selectors. How to apply the styles, custom, attribute based stylings, forms, menus, chart box, pop-ups, validations, responsive designs, etc. But these many things you have added, Krishna. Okay, but my perspective is I want to be learn a JavaScript and React.js. Yes, the major 80% focusing on that one only. So 20% I will focusing on the time, remaining time. While the JavaScript, React is going parallelly, I will explain these are the use cases. Okay, so don't worry, I know which is the priority one. Okay, already these things we have seen. Next, already I told you this is very important. I will make sure you understand SCSS to use the OOPS concepts. Okay, next JavaScript. If I say JavaScript, everybody will say yes, data types, variables, functions, I know. Okay, apart from that one, I will explain the services in the JavaScript, modularity in the JavaScript, API calls in the JavaScript, JavaScript follow the OOPS concept, synchronous and asynchronous, okay, exception handling, work with the JSON objects. Earlier, almost 7-8 years back, we have the two things, JSON or XML format. Am I correct, right? But nowadays, most of the things we are not dealing with XML. Most of the cases we are dealing with the JSON. Okay, here is the question. Yes, I will come up with the duration. Okay, next along with the standards. Okay. Nowadays, anyone heard about the PostgreSQL? Anybody here working on PostgreSQL? Anyone from the team? PostgreSQL, anybody work? Prabhu, you have unmuted. You have worked on the Postgre.
No. I don't have
So
experience on that.
Kumar, yeah. So Kumar, can you please unmute? We'll make an interaction. So what is the benefit of PostgreSQL? I mean, Shashank, Kumar.
Yeah, Postgres SQL is a relational database. It is
Hmm.
an enterprise level database, and it is a very popular relational database. I would say it is one of the topmost used Postgres database worldwide.
Yes.
And
As a developer point of view, these are the point. Let me tell you in the client perspective, PostgreSQL is one and only SQL you can able to get in the two things. One is relational database management system. Next, as well as a JSON management system also. Either you can able to get a plain table structure as the output, or you can able to get a JSON also. You got it? Everybody got it? That is the reason nowadays PostgreSQL is got famous and every company is trying to move it. It's not about the company, it's about the technical team, the architecture. Tomorrow, once you are become a team lead and architect, everyone, so focusing on this one. PostgreSQL, not only relational table, plain table structure. That is the reason. So nowadays companies are moving from the SQL, MySQL, MS SQL, Oracle to PostgreSQL. The reason here it is either you can able to get a plain raw table data and as well as JSON format. Two format it is dealing. Am I correct, Kumar?
yeah, basically it is a mixture of both SQL and
Yes, it's a
NoSQL
mixture of
databases.
both. SQL, correct. No database and a database. Both things it will perform. That is the
Yeah.
reason nowadays we are using the PostgreSQL.
Even
Okay.
MongoDB companies that use MongoDB, they are switching over to PostgreSQL now.
PostgreSQL. There is a issue in the MongoDB. MongoDB is the relational less database. For example, Amar has in the, for example, Raghunath having a information. I want the employee information as well as address information. I will create a two normalize a table and make relation. Am I correct? But in that MongoDB, it's a relational less database. Okay, now, but it is come under a no SQL, but still the companies move into the PostgreSQL. This is the reason. SQLDB or no SQL, both it will support. Okay, next. Here is the focus. So I will cover you basics, set up the features, architecture, SOC principle, styling. Styling is very important. Components, data binding, services, hooks, lifecycle events, props state, virtual DOM, conditional rendering, working with API, API dependency working, DOM manipulation, routing, etc. with the dynamic components. Okay. Here, there is a virtual DOM. If I ask a question to virtual DOM, so can someone even see? Definitely, I will not become a 100% perfect in a subject. Same, you also 100% will not become a subject expertise. So definitely, by the practice, by the experience only, will become a expertise. If your answer is right or wrong, just unmute yourself, give it. Okay. So anybody working on a React JS, okay, I know if you are already working, you want to be perfect. So you joined. What is the benefit of a virtual DOM?
Hello.
Yeah, Prabhu, please go
Yeah,
ahead.
in React and in other web technologies, whenever we render the HTML component, they are directly loaded on the HTML DOM. So due
Correct.
to that, the pages will be always refresh. But in
Correct.
React technology, whenever we rendering the component and whatever the changes we make, we first load on the virtual DOM, and thereafter that component will be bind with the HTML. Because
Correct.
of that, our page will be not completely loaded. Means every time whenever we changes something, only related component is changed, not the complete web page is a refresh. So
Correct.
that is the major functionality of the virtual DOM.
Functionality, yes.
React,
So
React
here I have the one more question in my mind. Can I write a HTML code in the JavaScript, Prabhu? I mean, it is for everyone. Can I write a HTML code in the JavaScript?
Yes, if we want to create some dynamic design, we can bind that HTML syntax
Out
in
of the
the
React JS. out of the React.js, in general, if I take the plain JavaScript file, can I able to write a HTML syntax in the JavaScript file?
Yes.
So maybe you are saying about it within the quotations. I mean to say as a
Yes,
string
right.
format.
Yes, right. No, no,
So,
not. I'm just saying about the quotation part.
so if you want to write a React JavaScript, sorry, HTML code in the JavaScript, you need to be create as a raw HTML. You can't able to create as a plain HTML. You need to be write inside of a string format. Am I correct?
Right.
So
Right,
that
right.
string format we need to be bind to a document object. This document object will bind to the UI. But coming to the React.js, you can able to write HTML in the JavaScript. Is that possible? Yes, sir, that is possible by using the JSX. But writing the HTML code in the JavaScript is wrong. Who will convert that browser understandable? That is converted by the virtual DOM. Okay, so here I will make the more perfect answer. I know few of the Google's virtual DOM give the more performance. Virtual DOM make the copy of the real DOM, but I will give the exact definition. Virtual DOM is the place it will be convert your JavaScript XML code to HTML, which is understood by the browser. Okay, na?
Okay.
So now you are clear, na?
Yeah, yes.
Yes. So these type in detail I will explain you. Okay. Next, coming to the React.js, already we seen the concepts, introduction setup, JSX, components, styling, data binding properties, build tools, routing, state management. See, state management, these are the things are very important. State management, storages, okay, hooks. See, if you are logged in the Gmail, tomorrow if you come and visit the website, still you are logged in. No need to daily log in. If you open a SBI Bank, HDFC Net Banking or ICICI Net Banking, without doing operations, after 1 minute or 2 minutes, it will log off. Those will be implemented by the storages. I will explain. Next, check any website. Nobody will not included the services in the React.js. Okay, na? Definitely. But services are daily we need to use in our project. I will explain in detail. Services, testing, debugging, deployment, performance. Okay. Next, authentication. This is very important. Once you are go to the interview or in the company, we are not getting the chance to work in a authentication. Am I correct? So definitely as a learning here, I will teach you how to implement this authentication. Somebody had a question, right? So how to work with API? I will explain you API integration. Not only API integration, API responses, 100 core, 200 core, 300 code, 400 code, 500 code. Different types of API responses are there that I will explain you. Next, packages, real-time project. Okay. Normal HTML, Java, CSS, you can able to implement these things. In the React.js also, you can able to implement inline internal, external styling also. Okay, so React.js also we can able to implement. Okay, these are the already we have discussed. Next, JSX. Okay, na? So virtual DOM is a part of the JSX rules, JavaScript plus XML introduction. I will explain. Here is my components. Once you are in the interview, definitely there is a question from the components. Am I correct? Yes, please unmute.
Yes, Krishna.
So what can be the answer? So how many types of components?
No, I'm actually not sure about.
Okay, good.
React, sir.
Yes, yes, React only.
Functional and
Functional
class
and
component.
class components. Okay. Yes. Tomorrow change that answer. So how to change the answer? For example, now my question is how many types of houses, homes, for example, Hemant, houses. We can able to see individual house, independent. Am I correct? Apartment, gated community. Yes.
Yes.
So
Krishna.
here again, my question is how to construct a house. Here we will say sand bricks. So while answering the components interview, please change this one. Answer is a feature component. Got it? See, The question is how many types of components? Types of houses means individual, villa, apartment, gated community. Like this in the interview, not only in the interview, in the project also. Tomorrow, while you are working with your colleague, say this one: feature component, shared, atomic component, common component. Okay, na? But how to construct these components? Your answer is correct. The functional component, a class component, pure component. Again, the question here it is how many types of functional components? Again, these are you can able to create in a 3 types. These are you can able to create in a 2 types. This is nothing but a part of this class only. Next. Here it is. Types of components. These are the creational types. These are the usage types. Okay. Next, higher order component, nested component. Everybody will focusing on this functional component and class component feels components topic is completed. No, boss. Higher order component, you must learn it. Nested component, you must learn it because in the real-time project, in the work environment, we are using these higher order and nested components. Okay. And we are using this type of the component. These are nothing. These are the creational types. Okay. So got the difference, team? See, this is the what the syllabus. Okay. In detail, I'm explaining the syllabus. Routing. Definitely, you know, ReactJS is the single page application. So within the application, if you want to navigate between the components, you must use the routing. Okay. Na? All this routing in detail, I will explain. So up to now, we're discussing about React. You 30 members are joined for the React. Now, my question is, if you observe, most of the companies are looking for the ReactJS guys compared to the Angular, compared to the Vue.js, or compared to the only jQuery guys or other technologies. Any reason? So please make interaction. Please unmute yourself. Hemant, Jennifer.
Yeah, I think it will be Google, it will be developer, it will be easy to load the developed within fraction of second pages, it will be load.
Okay, here Hemant Reddy answer is, so it was a more performance because of that reason we are taking this ReactJS. Okay, anyone please unmute because nowadays we are hearing about the React, right? Why companies are using the ReactJS? And you are coming for the ReactJS as a developer. Yeah, Ram, go ahead.
Yeah, maybe reason is like ReactJS will load the component when it is needed, not all the components at the beginning or while loading the application.
So even in the Angular also we are having the lazy loading. But your answer also correct. But compared to the other, yeah, Shiva Prasad, go ahead.
The components would be more reusable in the React.
So you are saying about here, Shiva saying about we can able to implement decoupled architecture. Got the point, team? So in the interview, definitely will give this answer. By the ReactJS, you can able to implement decoupled architecture. Decoupled architecture in the sense you can able to create independent components. Make interaction is called decoupled architecture. Am I correct, Shiva? Next.
Yes,
So
sir. Yes.
client prospect to why the React is nowadays, tell me, application is only web application or web and mobile both? Most of the cases.
Web and mobile both.
Mobile and web both. So React was developed by the company called Facebook. Am I correct? Facebook. Why Facebook developed? Facebook having the lot of internal applications, web and mobile application. They developed the technologies called React. React having the two things. For the web, you can say React.js. For mobile, you can say React Native. So in this 30 members, there is a guy, he wants to learn the React Native and he came for the ReactJS first. Yes. You know the JSX, right? I mean, you don't know by this movement, but I explain the JSX. There is a concept of JSX, JavaScript XML, packages. 60 to 70% web and mobile applications React is same. 60 to 70%. Only 20 to 30% is vary. Okay, that is the reason companies are choosing the ReactJS if they are having the mobile need either today or tomorrow. Got it?
Yes, sir, got it.
So second one, React is the plain library. Angular is a framework. It is having the set of libraries. So the weight of Angular is too heavy. But coming to the ReactJS, weight of the ReactJS is very low because of React is a library. Okay, so today's session, just take it as I will explain the syllabus and the roadmap. So you will get one picture what Krishna is going to be teach you, what you are going to be learn it. So if you are very new to the React.js, definitely you will be confused. Don't worry, team. Okay, now my promise from my side, I will make sure you will become expertise end of this course. Okay. So that is the reason company prospective web and mobile applications I can do with the React if my choice. Next, lightweight library. Okay, na? Next, React supporting thousands of libraries, thousands of packages. Okay. Next, somebody told you, right? React.js is the decoupled architecture. Okay, na? Next, by the React.js, you know, if you're from the Java.NET, you know the singleton design pattern. Am I correct? Bridge design pattern. Okay, by using the React.js, you can able to implement singleton design pattern. Angular having the dependency injection. React dependency injection is not required. Okay, now you no need to inject the dependency directly. You can able to use. Okay, now by default internally they already
Like,
handled.
sir, like single page web applications. No need
Singleton
to,
is different. Single page is different.
okay.
So single page is nothing but within a one page you are building entire application. For example, you know the Big Boss house. You have seen, right?
Yes, yes.
So north or south people, everybody know the Big Boss. For example, Big Boss, what will do within a house, 20 members are there, or 30, I mean 20, around 20, correct. What is the purpose of making all the peoples together? So we can able to easily monitoring each and everybody. Am I correct? If I splitting the persons into the different houses, is it easy to monitor? Easy to
No, no.
communicate between the people? No. The communication you can't able to do because you don't know the phones in the Big Boss houses. We have the 5 big or 20 Big Boss houses. Each Big Boss house, if you're sending one person, difficult to make the communication. That is a main drawback. I will explain you about the multi-page application. And I will explain the single page application, practically show you the difference between multi-page application and single page application. Got it, team? Earlier, we used to build multi-page application. Nowadays, we are using the single page application to make the communication easily. Okay. Next, data binding. So in this data binding, interpolation, event binding, properties, state binding, string, object, array, all these type of the bindings in detail. Okay. Next, core concept. Next, state management. Okay, context API, Redux. Okay, na? Even in the JavaScript also, I will explain you how JavaScript the state is maintaining, how to cookies are maintaining, how window object is maintaining, how hidden variables are handling. Okay, next services. Service is very important. So these services, mostly I can able to guarantee in my session only you will get it. Context API service, feature, shared, common service, storage service. In detail, I will explain the services. So without a service, okay, it is like a half meal. Taking a bread without a jam. Okay, next, deployment tools. NPM, MPEX, Webpack, Babel. Okay. So these are the third-party libraries which we are going to be used more than this one. Routing, API library, form library, validations, Redux, React.js, NPM library, React styling libraries. Okay, na? Next. Finally, by the completion of the course, in my session, I will try to explain few design patterns to be implemented. Okay, na? See, these are the gang of 4 members build these 23 design patterns. Okay, now with knowing and without knowingly, see, daily we are using the bulb fan. We know who invented the bulb, very child we have learned and we may forget. Table, chair, each and every item, there is a scientist behind is there. He worked. Okay, now same like this. You are a scientist for your code. Am I correct or not? Definitely. Because you are inventing a code. You are building some logic with or without knowingly, we are going to use the design patterns. Okay, end of the course, if you go for an interview, you must explain like I worked so and so what you know in the React.js. Don't be tell like I know so functional component, class component, virtual doc. Your answer should be I know higher order component. I know the future shared common components. I know the services in the React.js. I know the storages in the React.js. I know the authentications in the React.js web applications. I know the how to use the some singleton design patterns in my applications, bridge pattern in my applications. Okay, na? So different types. I will explain. It will not support each and every pattern, but if you check in the Google after this session, what type of pattern in the React.js used for a project, I don't know. I didn't check it as of now. Maybe you will not get the answer also. Maybe 1 or 2 websites explain or not. I also don't know. But with my practical experience, I will explain. Along with this one, already told you at the beginning of the session, concurrency and parallelism, working with the APIs. Those are the things I'm going to be explaining. Plus real-time project, already I have explained you. This real-time project team as a team. Okay, na? We will discuss what type of the project we can able to take and deliver it. So hope each and everybody clear about the syllabus.
Yes,
Before
Krishna.
moving to the next, each and everyone clear about what you are going to be learn and what you need to be get it. What I am going to be teach.
Yes, Krishna.
Yes. Yes. Hope in your mind also the things are changed after this demo session. Yes, I'm focusing on for the React.js. React focusing is not important. I need to be learn about a designing part, designing tools, set up the environment. Okay, next development. Next, I want to learn about the testing part as a developer. Next, you need to be learn about the how to deploy. You will not deploy before the deployment. Next. So this part on how many days you are going to be, you are taking the too much of syllabus, how many days it will take? Yes. So next, my question is before going to explain, someone explain the difference between waterfall and agile. So I just want to make YouTube interact, please. So we know, right? Waterfall and agile, few members already. Can you please unmute?
Yes, in waterfall, everything is decided in the starting of the project. It's an approach. Project approach, it's a methodology where we will decide each and every module in the starting of project. And based on that decided milestone, we are going to develop. But nowadays, we are going, using agile methodology where we will start with a module. And once the module will be completed,
We will test it with the user, and based on the user feedback, we have changed the modifications. That means we are regularly discuss about the project requirements, and based on the current scenario, we are
So
make the
continuous development and continuous
so
delivery.
yes, yes, right.
Prabhu answer here it is. If you choose the
Yes,
agile, it is the continuous development and continuous delivery. And if you
right.
choose the waterfall, it will be step by step. So while development is going on, testing team is first, designing team will go, UX people will work. At that time, development team, testing team will be sitting idle. Once UI is done, testing is ideal. At that time, development is working. Correct? Huh? Once development is completed, testing is in progress. These people will play and move around these things. Correct? Huh? Yes, team.
Right.
So next, after the delivery of how many months it will take? Almost 1 year or 6 months. Later 6 months, the client decision will change. No, I don't want that feature. I want this feature. Can you make it a change? Come to me. Again, it will take another 2 months. If I choose a waterfall, in the waterfall methodology, it will be step by step. Requirement gathering, development, testing, delivery. If you choose the Agile, continuous delivery. By the Agile methodology, within 2 weeks, we can give one feature. Am I correct, Prabhu? Within 2
Right.
weeks, we are having the deliverables. We can able to give a feature. So in the client prospect,
Yes, first
the
module
ReactJS, yes, the client prospect too, they are choosing the ReactJS. One more reason is React supports the Agile process fully. 100% it will satisfy the Agile process. You can able to deliver the items. Somebody told you, right? Independently. Today I can able to deliver the login page. Today I can able to create a core application. Tomorrow login, logout, registration. Okay, na? So here is the thing. In the software application, if a company having the 200 members, they effectively utilize the 200 members from the day one. From the day one, retrospective meeting will happen. They will get the requirements done. Am I correct? Requirements done. Tomorrow development will start. Correct? Same time, testers will write a test cases. So within 2 days, they will send to the test. So next 2 days, they will work on different part. End of the 2 weeks, they will deliver a small feature. See, to the client, not to the client, it should be right there every 2 weeks. Demo ready feature. I will get from a Agile. Am I correct, team? So if you're using the Agile, the 6 months project can be completed in a month. 1 year project.
Sprint wise, yes.
Correct. 1 year, even 2 years project also you can complete in a 6 months and 1 year. On the top of it, if you're using the ReactJS, React providing the predefined syntaxes, you should no need to worry about the how to bind the data. See, okay, for example, Ashish is working on API. Okay, so for example, Meenakshi is working on UI. Okay, so in this case, Ashish can able to give a API, she can able to interact very easily. She no need to worry about validations, correct? So definitely in the real time, we need to be work on the business validations. There is a React libraries you can able to use. Data binding, you no need to worry. Document.get element by ID, set element by ID, query selector, binding, inherit HTML, nothing. React will get rid of all your JavaScript logics. It will build. So that is the reason React got famous. So in the interview, React answer, React suitable for web and mobile applications. React fully support the Agile process by the independent components. Okay, same. I want to deliver this subject within a span of 2.5 months. So I'm choosing a specific pattern in my subject also. This within a span of 2.5 months, whatever these things, whatever the too many of the things I am giving, promising you in the demonstration, each and every point I will cover you. More than this, I will cover you. Okay, now because I have the strategy, I have a principle. Okay, I will not skip anything. So daily you will have a 1 hour of session. Timing wise, this is the evening bash. Based on everybody's comfortable, we'll make half an hour, either move or forward, move or backward. That we will discuss it once, either tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So anytime doubts are coming, so I just want to make it as interaction. See, mostly 100% I will answer each and every question. I will not skip. I will come up with it tomorrow. So I don't have that answer still now. So definitely you can able to unmute, ask a question, make it as interactive. Okay, daily you are going to get 3 to 5 tasks. As I know, as a working professional, you will have your work responsibilities at the end. At the end of the week, please complete those tasks. Prepare your Git. So nowadays people asking the Git. You don't know the React.js, no worry, show me the Git which you did. See, even now I'm also, see, for a 4 or 5 years of experience people, we are offering 30 to 40 lakhs in between. If you know the Java plus AWS or .NET plus AWS. So recently, .NET plus AWS profiles are very less. That is the reason we are considering, okay, boss, no issue. I taking recently also. If you know the AWS, what you have implemented by the Git as a hands-on experience, show me and explain. That is enough. How to work with a CloudWash, something. How to work with AWS authentication. So create a Git for a freshers and career gap students who is attending the session. Do it daily. I will send you the recordings. Don't worry. If you miss any session, you can able to recollect. Next, these are the interview questions team. Daily will have a 5 questions. In the session, I will give the answers also. Out of the session, if I complete a one topic, how to work with a hoisting, how to work with a local variable, global variable, black scope variable, each and every concept. I will give a questions and answer. Okay, now after 2 years, 3 years, shifting the company, definitely give my answers. In the first interview will select it. That guarantee I will give. See, nowadays reviews are definitely leads you to be clarity what type of the product, even you want to purchase a mobile also. As of now, I was not asking anybody to take a review, but in the 19th batch, I asked to give some reviews on the demo video. So already few members I shared this in the same link. You have the demo session. There people are adding 20 years people also 9 years people are very satisfying. Fresher also I am satisfied in with the see. At a time of satisfying a fresher and 20-year experience person, not correct, not safe. But I can able to make satisfy. You will get whatever the expectation from you. I will make sure you will understand. Okay.
Sir, one question, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
So how to deploy web application in a very like highly scalable web? Let's say I have a billions of users accessing my application.
Mhm.
So I should deploy so that I can serve all the users without any delay or without any problem.
Yes. So first thing you should be, so where the delay is happening. Okay. So everyone, this is answer is very important. Take this one. So first UI plus API plus database. Correct? The application should be more performance if you are dealing with UI well, API well, database well. I have the thousands of issues. There can be chance of concurrence issues, parallel issues we are getting. There can be loss of the data. How to handle such a cases? First, we need to be create a normalized tables in the database level. So in our case, we are a UI developer. What and all things you should be taken? You definitely will call an API. So you need to understand that the API calls are dependent or independent. Based on that one, first we need to be take it dependent API calls, independent API calls with a concept of synchronous approach or asynchronous approach or concurrency or a parallelism. Okay, next on the UI level, still the performance is less or more. How you are rendering the components are very important. So in the syllabus, I have explained the higher order component, nested components. How you are decouple the components, how you are dealing the higher order and nested components, which are very important. Next, how you are handling the routing and route parameters. Okay, now in the UI perspective to make the more performance. Next, in the API perspective, what type of the logics you are using? Are you using the linky queries? Are you using the lambda queries? Okay, Singh, you are from which technology?
So Java backend.
So in the Java backend, so I'm from the .NET backend. So mostly the syllabus, everything is same for the .NET and Java. Am I correct? So how you are utilizing the, for me, it is the entity framework is for you, that database connection, what you will use?
Hibernate.
Hibernate. See, from my entity framework, we are having the threading. I mean, even there also it is there, threading, task. Sometimes you need to be invoke API from the server also. So how you are handling is important. So recently .NET was upgraded to the .NET Core. They are simplifies all these things. Threading, multi-threading, okay, na? Task executing. So hundreds of people are using. At that time, your application should create 100 objects in the server to serve each and every request. Am I correct? In the again, each and every request, one object having the internally one object, child one object or multiple childs. Those also it will be dependent. Next, you know the triggers, right? On the back ends, we will create a triggers on a table. Am I correct? Instead of the triggers, better to go for a jobs, web jobs. Okay, because triggers means you are inserting some data from a user. Trigger will fire. So again, table will take a time, trigger will take a time, it will give the response back. Too much of the things are dependent. A trigger is depending on a table. So if I go for a job, job will not depend like a trigger. It will be fire independently. Am I correct? So background jobs are there. So nowadays, if anybody here from the .NET, there is a background jobs. Maybe in the Java also have the jobs which are independent on the tables. Next, seeing we are implementing logging. Every action you need to be logged. Maybe the business logic is there not, but at least data also you need to be logged. Correct? Logging concept. Logs. So log is nothing but it's a physical file. Physical file opening and closing in between you need to be write into the physical file, it will take a time. So handling of logging also important. So one request having the backend database, these are the more things. Next, in the table level, how the relations, how normalization tables are there. Next, for this reason, there is AWS, there is a concept of load balancing. Okay, now this load balancing will handle so some of the database concepts easily. If you are using the backend as AWS or Azure, Cosmos DB, those things. Okay, UI prospect too. Team, I am telling the question again. In the UI prospective, how to make the performance in the sense, first you should be focusing on a API calls. How you are handling the API, synchronous, asynchronous calls. What type of relation between your component, your class? What type of deep coupled architecture you are using? That is the reason. If you sit in a client calls, he will always focus decoupled or not, decoupling. Okay, next business logics. Okay, na? So too many things. Next, sometimes in the UI, we are using the JavaScript to fire some background colors, something different things. So there is a concept of the concept in the CSS. You can eliminate some of the JavaScript code to make the colorize based on the situations. That I will explain. Singh, at least you got good answer from me.
Yeah, it is kind of you answered. But like how to, maybe in the session we can discuss. This is a demo. That's fine.
Yes.
My
Even you have
question
my
is like,
number, right? 7989. You can able to call anytime in between. See, some of the topics also is there. I can able to add here. Maybe it will become a long and others also getting see one by one dropping because night 10 p.m. We can discuss more in
yeah,
detail while the sections are going.
okay.
Okay. So let me show you the current batch. I already told you, right? A current batch is going on. Say team, 2 projects you are going to be do. Are you able to see the screen?
No, sir.
Okay. Yes, I have shared only specific. Now you can able to see my entire screen. Correct? Yes. So currently the batch shape. Are you able to see the screen, team?
No, still is blank.
No.
I cannot see.
It's blank. Yes,
Yes,
now
visible now.
Now you can see. Okay. Yesterday, this Zoom got updated. Okay. While in the interview also, there is a question, what is the version of React or Node.js you are answering? So just before the interview, we will check recent versions we will answer in the interview. Am I correct? Mostly. Earlier, even me also. Am I correct? But the answer of a question also important. You should be go for the LTS. LTS stands for long-term support. Anytime your answer in the interview about a versions, remember the LTS versions, long-term support. Okay, na? Give that answer because in the project also you should take the long-term support versions only. Okay, na? Next, this is my JavaScript project. This is my ReactJS project. Here we are building the small, not a small, we are building the supply chain management project related to the automobiles. So here is the categories. I have the fuel, electronic. This is your JavaScript project. Even we can host the JavaScript project also. You want to see the code na, to prove this JavaScript or not? See, this is the same project you are seeing. Okay, plain HTML page is there, index.html. Okay, so you can able to notice this is the JavaScript project. Fuel, electronic. These are the okay parts. So let me create for this car. So fuel. This is my user project. So the user project data is coming from a admin project. That is my object admin project, which I build in the JavaScript. This is my user project. Okay. So here I have the, see, these are the body parts. These are this HAVC part, brake and transition. I don't have the parts. Let me create a part type is called engine parts. Okay. Let me save. Data saved successfully. Engine part. So if you observe here, you can see engine part. Yes. Okay. So dynamically we are building the menu. In the real time, you should be build the dynamic menus. Okay. So for that, let me create a part. So just now we created engine part na spare part model E2345. See, this project is not at all completed. Just we started. Spare part, for example, gearbox, spare part model. EG, almost I am done, team. Give me 2 more minutes. Old price 23,000. New price. Let me make it as 22,000. So let me download one image. Gearbox. Is it downloaded? Yes, now downloaded. Let me come here. Let me choose a file. So it is the name with a D. Okay, save it. Product updated successfully. Okay, even we are implemented the validations also. Okay, I'm just giving this one how the things we are going to do. So let me refresh. The database is refresh. You can see gearbox. Okay, the uploaded product you can able to see. So I'm giving the 4%. So just 3 days back only we started this project. Still we have this some more time to build for the React batch 19. Okay, so like this, I will take one JavaScript project, one React project. See, while taking the project, this is my master data. This master data is coming from the admin project. Okay, na? So how master data is dealing in detail, I will explain. Okay. So this is about my course structure. This is the type of the project. So same project I will explain you. Already have explained at the starting of the session. In detail, we'll discuss. Okay, I think it is a very long
I
time
have
demo.
one very quick question.
Yeah, Kumar, session, go ahead.
Yeah, I see you are using Windows, so I don't have Windows in my local
Yeah, no
machine.
issue.
Like,
Mac,
there
those
shouldn't
things
be
also
any
will
difference, right?
no.
Yeah,
So I
okay.
will explain you, don't worry. So is there any difference also? I will make sure. So I will install the proper softwares for you. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kumar, I have one question.
For a Kumar or for
Yeah.
two? Amir.
Yeah, Krishna, I have one
Yeah,
question.
yeah, go
Sorry.
ahead. Yeah, no
Yeah,
issue.
yeah. You have session for React Native also?
No, currently.
Okay.
So
But you
React
said
JS only.
like React.js, like
Yes,
if you are
somebody
able
came
to
for
build
us.
it, like 70% is the same.
70% is same. So with this experience, you can able to go to the free tutorial and see it. You will definitely get it. Separate sessions are not important, I thought. So already
Okay.
in last each and every batch, I will have one person who is from the React Native. They came for the React JS also. Because
Okay.
React Native, 1% development web and mobile, he can able to get a more salary while switching.
Okay.
That is the reason they will come. So
Mhm.
almost the same, the JSX packages, references. Only the difference is compilation process because that
Okay.
will work on Android and iOS. It will work on a
Mhm.
web browser.
Web browser, yes, correct.
So
And
those
what
things
database
definitely.
you are going to use
Yes,
for the
already
project?
told you this is for a React JS. I will use JSON APIs. JSON. So JSON structure database, I will use it. Even you
Okay.
are from a backend guy. One second.
Yeah.
If you know the Java.NET API, you can able to create. I will explain you how to integrate.
Okay, fine.
And even the APIs which I am going to be create, right? The same APIs.
Mhm.
Next, one more thing, definitely nowadays in the interview, code sandbox. So they will give some link and write some call an API, build it. Okay, na? So this also I will explain you. Code sandbox with React JS.
Okay.
Okay. Next, in the webinars, I will collect. In the webinars, I will. Sorry. Take different topics. Maybe micro front and how it is working nowadays. People are asking. So how to work with the TypeScript with the React JS, how to work with the React Material, React Bootstrap with the React JS. Sometimes AWS, different kind of webinars also I'm going to be conduct. But unlike other people's, I will not come up with any PPT. Only for today's session, I will come up with a PPT. So tomorrow onwards, I will come up with a plain Word document. So like this, I will give you the each and every feature, the use case, and each and everything. Okay. So, for example, so this is the last one. I will complete it. Um, so this is my component. Correct? Okay, maybe in the next tomorrow demo session, I will cover it. Okay. So it was a very long